Kathy. Today, for my video blog post, I wanted to talk about organic organization. If you're an organizing nerd like me, you change systems pretty regularly. And as long as it's not a point of procrastination, then I don't really care. The point is to find what's working for me, and if something isn't working for me, then I change it. Or if something was working previously and starts to not work, then I change it. The whole point of organization is to support you and figure out what you're trying to do and how to do it. So you might have set goals for the new year, you might have blasted off with a great action plan, and periodically I change how the plan is going. Just 2 weeks ago, I started doing a new end of week wrap up with a journal page that I figured out on my own. Because I was finding that I was doing a lot of rescheduling or putting off things. So I have a couple of tasks that I want to get done every week, specifically for my coaching business. Then there are some other things where if something takes longer than I thought, or I'm just too busy at my day job, so I come home and I'm exhausted and I don't have time to work on something, certain things keep getting put off and put off and put off. And one item in particular, I don't remember which one because it hasn't been a priority. It hasn't been taking up a lot of real estate in my brain. I've been putting off probably for 4 or 5 months. So I decided, so that I'm more aware of what it is I'm rescheduling, it would be helpful for me to have a different end of week review, or an actual formal end of week review, as opposed to just rescheduling things on my Google task list. So I came up with a 1-page template that I can fill in at the end of the day on Friday, just to see what did I want to get done, what was on my calendar, what was my intention for the week, and then how did it go. And so I'll just read you a couple of the things that I put on here. One thing I took from traditional business planning is a SWOT analysis, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. I thought that might be a helpful element to just have one word in there. What was my strength for the week? What was my weakness for the week? And strengths, if this is a new concept for you, strengths and weaknesses are something you have control over, and opportunities and threats are things that you don't have control over. So for this particular week, I had a strength of focus. I felt really focused. I was getting lots of stuff done. Weakness, I was having some PMS headaches. And then an opportunity, I had a calm week at my day job, so I wasn't overwhelmed and stressed, and I had time to actually think about my own stuff. And then I get home and I have a little bit of time and energy to work on it. Threats, this week I didn't write down a threat, but a threat could be, say, your power goes out, or your internet goes out, or you lose a note or a business card that you had, things that you don't necessarily have control over. But the point of this is, if there are particular weaknesses or threats, I can look back and see if there's a pattern so that I can try to mitigate those. And the same with strengths and opportunities, I can make a plan to maximize those. Then I had a spot where I put down my most important tasks, MITs, and then important calendar items for my business and an intention for the week. Then at the end of the week, I wrote down what went well, what I accomplished, and then what I could improve. And also, what do I want to add or remove for next week? What needs rescheduling? What do I want to remember from this week? If I had something great happen, if I had a good piece of feedback from a client, or someone left me a good comment on my blog or on Facebook, something that I want to remember for the week, so that if I'm ever feeling down or tired, I could flip back and look at these remember things for a little boost of energy. And then leads are things to follow up on for the following week, so that things have less opportunity to fall through the cracks. So I just started doing that 2 weeks ago, and already I feel like it's helping me be a little more centered, be a little bit more effective with my planning, because especially if it's a personal goal, or if you're an entrepreneur and there's nobody with deadlines hovering over you, it helps to have some structure so that you're getting stuff done, you're noticing things that aren't getting done so that you can see, is this still important? Do I still want to figure this out? So I'm just explaining all this to you as an example of that. I had a planner for the year. It was working okay, but I saw, oh, there's stuff that I keep rescheduling. I need something to help me call this out and notice. And so that if I have something written down on the rescheduled part of my end of week review over and over and over, then I can see, wait, is this something that's really important if I've been able to not do it for 4 months? Or am I going to prioritize getting this done and stop rescheduling it? So just for me, that was my organic organization. I saw a crack in my current organization process, and I'm trying to fill it. The problem is, I think, especially with creative people and people who like organizing like me, there's a huge opportunity of trying things and getting distracted and procrastinating with the process rather than the product. Or wait, no, let me reverse that, with the product. I personally don't buy organization systems. If anything costs money, I'm like, partially because I'm thrifty and partially because I know how I am, and every 4 to 6 months I change something. So I don't want to have like a subscription service or buy a fancy package and then use it for 3 months and then have it be a waste of money. So I will try different things, different samples, or if I see something that I can recreate on my own, I'll do it, like this business week review. I just sat and thought, what is helpful for me to actually look at? There's so many different organization systems, and I think it's because everybody organizes differently. And the most effective organization system is probably one that you're going to create on your own. If you find a commercial product that works for you, that is stupendous, but don't be afraid to customize it. So like I said, I have a different commercial planner that I bought for the year, and I like it because it has breakouts so that I can have my health stuff that I'm working on. I can keep a log of what I'm working out, or if I drank lots of water that day or something, I can mark that down in one section, and then I've got my writing section where I can write down notes about what I need to remember when I go back to work on my writing, so that if I left off on a certain chapter or a certain scene, there's a little space there I can make notes. And in my business, I can put a little timesheet in where I write down, okay, I wrote on my blog for 45 minutes today, and then I did something else for 20 minutes. And that helps me keep track of how much time I'm spending on different activities so that I can see if something could be a little more efficient or if it's really something that is a good use of my time. That works to an extent. Then I realized, oh, I need a review system. So I built one. So this is all just me blabbering on to say, don't be afraid to make up your own stuff. As creative people, you might think, oh, I don't have that strong of left brain linear stuff. It doesn't matter. Just sit down and think, what would help me? What do I need to see to be productive this week? And put it down in a journal or a planner. Then at the end of the week, what would help me review to be more effective next week? Those are the main important things about organizing. It doesn't really matter if you have a different system every month. If it's working for you, great. If it's not, change it and find something else that's working for you. Different projects might require different kinds of organization. If you have more health and fitness goals, you might need a different organization system versus more business goals. It can get confusing when you have too many systems, so I try to have something that kind of catches some from all of them. But the main point is if it's working. It doesn't matter if it's confusing to your roommate or your cat or your business partner, as long as you feel productive and you're getting stuff done. That's the main point. So I just wanted to do this little blog post and encourage you to find your own organic organization style. You don't have to fit in someone else's box. There are a million different products out there because everybody organizes a little differently. Everyone has different priorities, different projects. And for my writing project, I might have a completely different to-do list and task list structure than I would for a business project. And that's totally fine because it's not apples to apples. Everything has its own needs, its own personality. So even within the umbrella of your overall organization structure, you might need different containers for different things. And that's fine. As long as you can find what's important, what needs to get done, then don't worry about what other people are doing, what the hot new product is. Find what works for you, and if it's not working, tweak it. And being an organizing nerd, if you've made it this far in the video, I would love to know what kind of stuff works for you so that I could give it a try. So feel free to comment down on the blog area or on Facebook. And I'm glad you listened to all my blathering, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.